Hello everyone, and welcome to a mini episode of A Journey Through Versions. This is because I want to show off my world from a year ago when I tried doing something similar just in my pastime. I stopped at this point, but the world's actually way more fleshed out because it was just a solo world that I did for myself. And I learned a lot of the building techniques I did here. Like an example is using cobblestone as the base. It really creates like a nice texture, all things considered, along with depth. What we're looking at here, by the way, is just one of like the outside walls for the base. This divot that I walked out of is exactly where world spawn was. Anyways, let's walk up to the main house. This balcony, I remember thinking this looked really cool when I made it, and it still looks alright. But I definitely wouldn't build something like this in A Journey Through Versions. It's kind of funky looking, to put it the easiest way. And here is the house. Or as I called it, Home Sweet Home. It's a house. I mean, you can kind of see that I didn't learn much when I built this house. It was kind of just there as like a starter house, which I still use as my house in this world because I never bothered to build another one. This is the main room, which just contains storage, which here's a cobblestone chest. Here's where like spare tools and meat is. Here's a miscellaneous chest. And a mob spawner that I got in an InfDev version. Here's another cobblestone chest, another cobblestone chest, and another cobblestone chest. This one's just a dirt chest. And you won't believe what this one is. A dirt chest. I will show you why I have so much later. Here is a watchtower where I decided to build sort of a spiral staircase. It's not anywhere close to what I built in the lighthouse. But this taught me how to build overhangs, as shown by this roof, which is a bit absurd. And with this tower, you can look all across the front yard of the base. Seeing this wall here, I built another wall on that side as well. And just over there, that is our mining hut in this world, and honestly, it's really ugly, but I just kept it that way because I didn't want to do anything with it. This room over here on this side is just a farm. We can farm in this version, but the reason why I'm not building one in the Journey Through Versions is because we don't have fences yet, or crouching. So I can't really prevent this from being trampled, even if I harvest it. Also, look at this room. This is not a good looking room. This is the best looking room, and it's like, I've done better in the Journey Through Versions. This looks so empty. Then we have sort of an attic here where if beds existed, my bed would have been here facing away. Or I could have put it, say, in the middle of the room, sleeping here, and I could look out the window and watch the sun rise or set. I forgot which direction it is. And up here is where I got all of the stone. Mostly because this used to be a mountain. And you can kind of see by just how big this area is that this mountain was enormous. I think it took me like 10 hours of just straight mining. And was it worth it in the end? Not really. It's an impressive base for the version, I think, in terms of scale. But it's not really impressive. Especially with the build quality where it's just not there. You like empty rooms? There's nothing in here. There's absolutely nothing in here. Like, look at this. Was I really planning on moving into this? I guess it has more space, but this has no personality. Anyways, let's head down to the field. That way I can show you a bit more of the base. This wall has no way on it from this side. From this side I added a bit of a staircase. I didn't know stairs were added when I built it, so I used slabs. And let's walk over to what I did with some of the excess stone. That right there is what I call the obelisk. It's a giant tower going all the way up to build limit, made entirely of stone. It is hollow on the inside though. So if I go down and walk into it, you can see that there's an interior. It's not a good interior. Like, what is this meant to be? Is this meant to look like a wheel? Actually, wait, what did I call this room? Floor of viewing. What, viewing the ground floor? And then you can see I didn't build any further than this floor because it's a bit daunting. What's this floor called? Floor of nothing. Yeah, it sure is a floor of nothing. This build sucks. I'm gonna be real here. Floor of whatever. It's not a good build, it's just a big build. I think all of my builds in the Journey Through versions is better than that. And especially if you go back to the main base, because the main base has a very much a silhouette. Like, look at that. That is how you know it's a good base. If you can look at it and it's very identifiable. So yeah, that side wasn't really that interesting. And this side isn't either. Most of my time in this world was spent digging off the mountain for the base. So let's just walk over to this wall, which you can actually enter the wall from this side. And look, I figured out there are stairs. So if you go over here, you can kind of see where if I was bored in this world, I just built a pathway or built a staircase. Which that staircase did actually help me learn to build over overhangs again. Now over here is an identical copy of the tower that's connected to the base. And I mean identical. The only thing different is that it has a base. And the base? I've seen this kind of base before. I think we used that on the lighthouse. But you walk in and see, it's identical. There's not a single thing different about it. You can even look up and see that the roof was made the same way. But at least we can jump into the lake. There is one more thing I have to show about this world, and it's what I was doing before I logged off it for the last time. We just go around this mountain here. You can see that I had a house here. And it was me trying to use the culmination of my techniques that I'd learned at the time to, well, certainly something. I don't think this house would have turned out the greatest. It's not exactly appealing to look at. It's very boxy, even compared to Port Spawn. And I forgot staircases existed! I remembered staircases and then forgot them. Anyways, that was it for this world showcase. And I'll be seeing you all later!